All right, we are live. Hello. All right, got the chat pulled up on my phone here. Great. We got 3 minutes until we get started. We're going to be working on split legs today. Hello, Alice. We're going to be working towards split pose or Anumanasana. But don't worry if you don't have a split. Well, that's what we're going to be working on. What do you think, Alice? Do you have a split? She says, no, but I can sit in between your legs. Hello. All right, Alice, greet the people. Thank you all for coming to class today. Who's ready to work on some split legs? Hello, Maddie. Welcome. We're going to get started in 2 minutes. If you have blocks, tucking those up by the top of your mat will be perfect. And we are going to start lying on our backs today, so feel free to slowly make your way down there. What do you think, Alice? Are you going to let me lay down? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh my gosh, she's purring so much. Can you purr into the mic? No, that doesn't work. You're so happy. All right, we'll get started in 1 minute. So I will shed my sweater. Although it's a little cold in here now. And I'll do my little welcome. Welcome. It's Monday, everybody, and that means we are here for a 30-minute beginner flow. Today we're going to be working on split legs, so we're going to focus on opening up your hips, your hamstrings, working towards Anumanasana or splits pose. Don't worry, you do not need to have a split or anything close to a split to do this class. We'll get a nice hamstring and hip opening in here today. And it's still 6:59. We're going to get started on our backs. So start to make your way down there. If you have 2 blocks, place those up by the top of your mat. And start to make your way down here. Great. Lying on your back, feet planted. They can be hip width distance or a little wider. We're going to go right into some movement, starting with some windshield wipers, knocking the knees left and right. Letting one leg open up as wide as it can before the other one chases it over to the other side. I like to use my inhale to pull my legs up and exhale to let them fall to one side or the other. We'll take about 5 more breaths here. Great, last 2. And last 1. Awesome, recenter those feet, give the knees a hug in towards the chest, taking them wide around the ribs. Hands can come to your shins here. We're gonna draw some circles with the knees. Now you can draw your circles in opposite directions like mine are, so my legs are going wide and meeting in the middle. You can also circle the same direction, but I find that very hard to balance on the back. Great, let's switch directions with those circles. Starting to get some movement into your hips here. I know I've been sitting down all day, so start to stir up those stiff joints. Great, starting to slow those circles down to a stop. Left foot is going to plant on the ground, right leg is going to go up towards the sky. Now this leg can be straight, it can also have a gentle bend. Hands are going to reach up to grab calf, thigh, or foot. And we're going to start to move through some points and flexes with your right foot. Starting to get some movement into your hamstrings, Hello, hamstrings. These hamstrings that hate that they've been contracted because it's cold, so I sit like a little ball all day. Awesome. Keep going here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maintain a flex into this right foot. We're going to bend into that knee, bringing it towards the outside of the torso. Right hand is going to grab for a pant leg, big toe or outer edge of the foot to find your half happy baby. And for this left leg, you can roll to the outer edge of the foot, find a little counterbalance here. We'll take 2 breaths. Great. Replace left foot on the ground, release the right, and we'll take that to the other side. Planting right foot, send left leg up to sky. Just like other side, this leg can be straight, it can have a bend in it. Hands reach up to grab calf, thigh, or foot, just avoid grabbing the knee. And starting to move through points and flexes. Saying, hello, hamstrings. Right, Alice? Hello, hamstrings. Great, keep that going here. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Maintain a flex into this left foot, bend into that knee, bring it towards the outside of the torso. Left hand is going to grab for pant leg, big toe, outer edge of foot to find your half happy baby. And if you did so on the other side, rolling to the outer edge of the right foot, finding a nice little counterbalance. Take 2 breaths here. Great, let's release that back to the bottom of the right foot. Place the left foot on the ground, comfortably close. Feet should be about hip width distance apart and parallel here. Arms are going to relax by the sides. And we'll start by tucking the tailbone now to press the low back into the mat. Maintain that tuck to squeeze the glutes and press the hips up, finding your bridge pose. Nice. With an inhale, roll the spine down. With an exhale, we're going to press back up. Still think about that length through the low back and roll it down. We're going to roll up and down one more time. Exhale to press up to bridge. Inhale, roll it down. Great. We're going to exhale up one more time. Find your bridge. And we're going to do some little pulses here, squeezing and releasing the glutes to go up and down an inch for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it down. Nice. All the way down onto the back. Give the knees a hug up to the chest. Slip the hands into the knee pits. Contract the cord around the spine. We're going to rock up to a seat. If that's uncomfortable in your spine, you can always roll off to one side and press yourself up. Awesome. Once we're up here, we're just going to tuck those legs off to one side and come all the way to a tabletop position. So finding all fours, hands and knees. Wrists are under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread hands nice and wide and finding a gentle external rotation through your shoulder, shining the elbow pit forward. Great. With your next inhale, reach the heart space forward, squeeze shoulder blades together and down the back. Exhale, push away from the ground, round and contract. Nice. Inhale to take that forward. Exhale, round. Great. Take 3 to 5 more breaths here, moving through these cat-cows. Thinking about starting the motion from the tailbone. So like we did with our bridge, tucking and letting that ripple up the spine. Trying to articulate through each vertebra. We've got 2 more breaths here. make your way back to a neutral spine position. Let's tuck those toes and take the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, give a little pedal out through the feet, maybe move the hips side to side. We'll take 3 breaths here, bending the knees as much as you need to lengthen through your spine here. Low ribs are drawing in, active through the fingertips, and still thinking about that external shoulder rotation. Great, last breath in, and breath out. With the next inhale, rise up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, take a peek towards the top of your mat. Inhale to step forward, and we're gonna find a halfway lift. Coming up to bring hands to shins, thighs, or fingertips to blocks. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Nice long spine. And exhale, fold. Inhale, roll it up to standing. Roll the shoulders together and down the back. Nice. We're gonna make our way back down. Next inhale, sweeps the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips, soft knees. Inhale, lengthen out, find your halfway lift. And with an exhale, fold, bend the knees as much as you need to plant the hands and step the left leg back. Lower that knee to the ground, and you can snatch up blocks if you're using them. We're gonna find a low lunge position. Great. We're gonna start pretty short with this lunge, so taking about 90 degrees with the legs. Trying to think about squaring those hips with the front of the mat and tucking the tailbone so we're opening through this left hip flexor. So finding length through the low back like we did in our bridge. Now try to maintain that tuck, and then you can inch that front foot forward if you want to sink a little deeper. Great. We're going to start flossing through the legs, moving through some low lunge and half split. So with your next exhale, pull the hips back, straighten through the right leg, flex the foot, half split. Inhale, forward, low lunge. Nice. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low lunge. Awesome. We're going to take 3 to 5 more breaths here. So feel free to move at your own pace here. Think about moving with the entirety of your breath. So your whole inhale brings you forward, and your whole exhale brings you back. Oh, Siri thinks I'm talking to it. I am not talking to you, computer. I mean, I guess I am talking to the computer. Moving between the low lunge and half split is my favorite way to open up split legs. So I highly recommend doing some of these multiple times a week. All right, take one more round. And then we'll meet back in our lunge position. Great, blocks can tuck off to the side. We're gonna tuck the back toes, lift that knee, and rise all the way up to find a high crescent lunge. Awesome, still thinking with that same alignment, hips square, tailbone tucked. Inhale takes the arms up overhead. Exhale, backstroke, right arm, open twist to the right side of the room. Nice. Inhale, forward, high crescent. Exhale, open twist. We're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, forward, high crescent. And exhale, open twist. Awesome. Inhale, forward to your high crescent once more. And with an exhale, backstroke the left arm, opening up to your warrior two. So pivoting on this left foot to turn the toes all the way to the long edge of the mat. Checking that our heels are in a line. Nice bend in this front knee to start. And then we're gonna straighten this front leg. Nice. We're gonna come into a triangle pose or trikonasana. So like someone's pulling on your right hand, shift forward, bumping the hips off center. With an exhale, right hand to inside of right leg, left arm up high. You can grab a block for under this right hand if you like. Get a nice little hamstring stretch here. Take 2 more breaths. Great. With your next inhale, rise back up to stack shoulders over hips. Flip right palm up to sky. With an exhale, shift forward, up and back, finding reverse warrior. Left hand can slide down the left leg. Squeeze the glutes, pressing the hips forward. Lengthening through the right side body. Just one breath in here. And one breath out. Great. Inhale to rise back up, stacking shoulders over hips. And then all the toes are going to turn to face the long edge of the mat to your left. And we're going to find a wide fold here, hinging at the hips. Hands can come down to blocks, to ankles, to the ground, wherever is accessible for you. So while you're in this wide fold, think about having nice active legs. So like your legs are pulling the mat apart here. Great. We're going to take about 3 breaths here. You have a couple options. You can stay in your wide fold, nice active legs. Maybe you use your inhale to lengthen and exhale to try and hinge forward a little more. Maybe you want to bend into one knee and the other. Or maybe you're feeling warmed up enough to go for a skandasana. You can walk the hands over to the right, bend into right knee, flex left toes, turn them to sky. So we've got 3 options there. We're going to spend just a couple more breaths here in whichever one you've chosen. And we're going to do this on the other side as well, so maybe you want to take a different option next round. All right, let's make our way back to our wide fold. Lengthen out like you're in your halfway lift. Reach the arms out to a T and rise up to standing. Awesome. Turn all the toes to the front of the mat and step forward. Great. We're going to run through that on the other side. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. And with your exhale, fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to plant hands and step right leg back. Lower that knee to the ground. Nice. We're going to rise up. You can grab your blocks if you're using them, stacking shoulders over hips. We'll find our lunge alignment before sinking a little deeper. So starting with 90-90 in the leg, so nice short stance. Think about squaring those hips with the front and tuck the tailbone, length through the low back. Nice, so we're opening through this right hip flexor. And then if you want to sink a little deeper, think about maintaining that tuck, squeezing the glute as you walk that front foot forward. Oh, my hip flexors are very tight today. Great. And we'll move into our low lunge half split flossing from here. So with your next exhale, hips pull back, straighten through the left leg, flex the foot. Nice. Inhale forward to your lunge. Exhale, pull it back. Great. We'll take 3 to 5 more breaths here because these are very important for opening up our split legs. Like I mentioned on the other side, think about using the entirety of your breath so the whole exhale pulls you back and the whole inhale pulls you forward. The breath is key. All right, we'll take one more round here because 30 minutes is short and we've got stuff to get through. So next time you're in your low lunge, we'll stay there. Tuck the back toes. You can tuck the blocks off to the side if you like. We're going to rise up to find a high crescent lunge. Great. So feet are on train tracks. They're on opposite sides of the middle of your mat. Tailbone is tucked. Square those hips. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. With an exhale, backstroke the left arm. Open twist to the left side of the room. Inhale, takes the arms back up overhead, high crescent. Exhale, open twist. One more like that. Inhale forward. Exhale, open twist. Nice. Inhale forward. And this time with an exhale, backstroke the right arm. We'll pivot open to a warrior 2. Pivoting on that right foot. So toes are all the way to the long edge of the mat. Heels are in a line. Nice. Right away here, we're gonna straighten through this front leg and come towards our Trikonasana. So shifting forward like someone's pulling on your left hand, exhaling to bring left hand to inside of left leg, right arm up high. Now you can grab a block for under this left hand if you like. Bring the ground up to you. And we're gonna take 2 breaths here. All right, with your next inhale, start to rise back up. We're gonna come towards our reverse Trikonasana. Flipping left palm up to sky, gently shift forward, reach up and back. Right hand is gonna slide down this right leg, squeeze the glutes, lengthen through the left side body. Just here for 1 full breath in and 1 full breath out. Inhale to rise up, stack shoulders back up over the hips, turn all the toes to the right so they're facing the long edge of the mat. Exhale to fold here, finding a wide-legged fold. Great, we'll spend a bit of time here like we did on the other side. I'll run through our options again. You can hang it in your wide fold. Think about nice active legs, pulling that mat apart. Maybe with an inhale, you try to lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold. You can bend into one knee. You can bend into the other. You can also come towards your Skandasana, walking the hands over to I'm going to the right, bending into right knee, flex left toes up to sky. You can pivot through your wide fold to take that to the other side. Great, so whichever of those options works for you. I'll take about 3 more breaths here. Hello, Dexy. You've come to join us. How's it going, buddy? All right, let's take 1 more breath and then slowly make your way back to your wide fold where we'll all meet up in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. With an inhale, lengthen through the spine here like you're finding your halfway lift. Reach the arms out to a T and rise up to standing. Awesome. Turn all the toes to face the front of the mat and step on forward. You can give the legs a little shake off, and then with an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, find your halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to plant hands. Step it back to your plank. And then we'll take the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Awesome. Take 2 breaths here. And from here, we're going to come into our active split entry. So with your next inhale, preparing to step the right leg. With an exhale, pick the right leg up, shift forward, step it between the hands. If it doesn't get all the way there, you can use the toe to walk it forward, and then we'll lower that left knee to the ground. Great. Hopefully you have blocks or something to grab under your hands here. We're going to snatch those up and take it right back to our half split position. Pulling the hips back, straightening through the right leg, this time keeping a point through the right foot. Walk the blocks up next to your hips so you can stack shoulders up over hips. Nice. So this is our half split. Our hips are over our knee. You can stay here, or if it feels good, you can inch this front foot just a step forward so the hips are slightly past your left knee. Now we want to think about actively scissoring the legs together here like you're pulling this right leg back. Nice. This is going to help you square off through the hips, and then see if you can get light on the fingertips here. Maybe you can even take the arms up. Really active, legs are scissoring together. Here for 3, 2, 1. Bring hands down to blocks. Awesome. If it feels good for you, this front foot can inch a little more forward to sink you even a little bit deeper. And we're gonna repeat that process. Still thinking about active, legs are scissoring together. Maybe your fingertips get light on your blocks. Maybe they come up overhead. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands back down to the blocks. And we're gonna take a couple breaths here. Actually, I'm gonna set a little timer for us. Awesome, starting now. We're gonna spend 1 minute in as close to a split as you are comfortable. Splits are hard, so any amount is amazing. Maybe you want to keep thinking about those active scissors and then release. Using nice deep breaths here. The blocks are there to support you. If you don't have blocks, books, water bottles. Maybe your front foot can inch a little more forward, take you a little lower. We've just got 15 more seconds. We're almost there. Great, take one more big breath. Awesome, pressing into your blocks, start to pull this front leg back slowly, 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 until you can step it all the way back towards a kneeling position. Great, blocks can tuck off to the side. I'll stop that timer. Replant the hands and we'll take it back to downward facing dog. Awesome. Taking just one breath here and then we'll go into the other side. With the next inhale, preparing to step your left leg. With an exhale, pick the left leg up, shift forward, stepping it between the hands. Right knee lowers to the ground, and we inhale up to find low lunge. Exhale, pull it back, half split, straighten through the left leg, but this time trying to keep a point through the foot, so we're not flexing this time. Blocks are gonna walk close to the hips, so you can rise up and stack shoulders over hips. Should have mentioned on the other side, you can always double up your mat if this is uncomfortable on your bottom knee. Awesome. So you can start in this half split if you like, or walk this inch this front foot just a step forward to find more of a 3/4 split. So your hips are past your back knee. Awesome. Think about drawing this left leg back. So we're scissoring the legs together, really active. Maybe your fingertips come light on the blocks. Maybe you can take the arms off, holding for 3, 2, and 1. Hands come back down to blocks, and we're gonna repeat this. You can stay here, or if you're comfortable, front foot can inch a little more forward, and we're gonna repeat that. Nice active legs, pull them together, maybe come light on blocks, maybe arms come up. We've got 3, 2, 1. Nice. Bring hands back down to blocks. And we're gonna stay in our split leg position for 1 minute, starting now. So you can keep going if you want to keep doing those lifts and active scissors. You can inch this front foot a little more forward. Just keep thinking about squaring off the hip, so drawing this front leg back to really square off the hip. If the hips are not squared off, it'll be a lot harder to take your hands off the blocks. This is my very, very bad side. I hate splitting on my left. Really use the breath here. Make those nice deep exhales. They will let your body know that you are not, in fact, in trouble. Splits are a very hard thing to open up, and they were a very hard thing for me to open up, but this drill specifically helped so much. Actively scissoring the legs together, lifting the hands off the blocks. All right, we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. press into your blocks to slowly start to pull this front leg back and back and back until you can step it all the way back to a kneeling position. Tuck the blocks off to one side and take a seat off to one side. Get that timer out of here. And there we go. Great. Bring the feet in front of you. Take a moment to windshield wipe the legs side to side. Shake that off. Oh, my hip flexors always feel wrecked after that drill. Awesome. Next time knees are over to the right, we'll take a gentle twist, picking left hand up, bringing it to right thigh. Exhale to twist and take the gaze over the right shoulder. Nice. Let's take that into the other side, wiping the legs through center and all the way over to the left. Right arm picks up, right arm to left thigh. Exhale, twist to take gaze over left shoulder. Great, inhale, bring that back to center. We'll take a little butterfly stretch to finish it off. Taking bottoms of the feet together, knees wide for a Baddha Konasana. Hands can come to the ankles. Inhale up nice and tall. And with an exhale, hinging forward to find a fold here. Think about drawing those shoulder blades together, folding with length through the spine instead of rounding. If you're having trouble sitting up straight, you can always roll up the back of your mat and sit on the edge of that to give you a little height. You can sit on a block or take the feet a little further away from you to give yourself more space to fold. When your feet are right up close, there's not much room to go there. Take 2 more breaths here. Great. Slowly roll yourself back up to standing or back up to a tall seat. Feet can come to crisscross applesauce. Sweep the arms up overhead. Inhale, breath. And exhale, hands heart center. Nice. Release the hands down to the lap. And thank you for joining me today. If there's any other little stretches you want to get in there, feel free to take them now. Or if you want to take a Shavasana, go right ahead, but it is 7:30, so I will be respectful of your time, and that's it for today. We'll be back next Monday. I believe next Monday we're gonna do lunges and back bends, so that will be a fun one. If you enjoyed this class, please check out the link below for my Patreon, where we do multiple live classes per week. Coming up on Thursday, we do strength and stretch, where we do kind of a little bit of Pilates, and then we do a nice stretch at the end. We've been working on straddles the past couple weeks in that class. And thank you for joining me tonight. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and I will be back here next week. Do I have any cats to tax? Yes, I do. You're welcome, Linda and Maddie. Thanks for joining, guys. Sorry, Dexter, I know you were mid-clean. Can't a little cat clean himself up without getting portrayed on the internet? Absolutely not. Oh, you're out of focus, Dex. There you go, buddy. He's like, I want to look anywhere but the camera right now. Okay, only because you're a good boy. Baby. Awesome. Thanks for joining, everybody. I'm going to sign off now. You can always message me with any requests on Instagram, or yeah, I don't know if you can message on YouTube. And see you guys next week.